I'm just putting everything out live now, so.
Okay.
Just waiting for Facebook to grab. Ooh, put that one up. Just bear with me one moment. I'm going to try one more time. Facebook didn't grab the stream. Almost there. You got in and got you set up. That's nice. Nice white background. Okay, let's see if I can. All right. Welcome, everybody. We're here again today with our talk show. It's sports versus the coronavirus. And what we're doing today, we have a special guest with us today, and I'll bring him in here in a second. But first, we're going to talk a little bit here about what we got going on here. So we're going to do a talk show. We're going to talk about the coronavirus, how it's affecting people, and especially our sport athletes and what's going on. So today, for your pleasure, we have been able to bring in one of the lowest youth level football we've ever done. Very exciting to bring to you today. Aaron Lumpkin. Aaron, how are you doing? Can you hear us,
How's
Aaron?
everybody doing? Yeah, I can hear you.
There
good.
he
You
is.
can hear me?
Boy, Aaron, I was actually really excited to get you on today because
Well, that's good. I'm glad to be here.
yes, we're very excited because little people will know that we started our football streaming with the Wee Rams
Right. Yeah.
in
With the
depth at the Bob
right
Driver.
at the Bob Driver Youth
So
Football Classic. Yeah.
exactly.
A crazy
So
a crazy weekend of games featuring a lot of different teams from a lot of different places. So and we
oh
got to
yeah,
stream it live
exactly.
with a lot of our games. So that was really good.
Exactly. So we're going to want to talk about that a little bit and everything. So everybody knows Aaron Lumpkin. He's coordinator, coach, enthusiast, anything you want to talk about sports, youth sports, and specifically we Ram sports. Anything to do with that Troutwood area and them young athletes. Just to give a shout out real quick, our sponsor today, Mutt Sauce. We're giving some love to some of our past sponsors. We'll talk about her at the end of the show. So,
Okay.
Aaron, we like to start off our show to ask you a very particular question. This question
Okay.
is you, particularly you as a sports fan right now in quarantine. How are you handling it?
Um, it's been kind of tough. I think the toughest thing about COVID-19 was the cancellation of March Madness. Um,
Oh,
that was like, I mean, that's such an American staple and just something that I look forward to watching every year. And then I feel bad for the Trotwood Madison seniors. Trotwood Madison senior class, guys like Sam Anderson, Keontae Hughley, Carl Blanton Jr. I mean, guys who've won two state championships in high school in football, one in basketball, to have their season cut short like it was. That was a tough pill to swallow for all of us out here. Um, and we just appreciate everything they've done and the way they've represented themselves in the community, and just kind of sad that they didn't get a chance to try to defend their championship. Even though I do agree
yeah.
with the measures that have been taken, it's just so unfair for that particular group of kids. So
The only one thing I could say, I think Sammy is going to Cincinnati. I don't
right,
know if
he's
he's
going
going
to
to play
UC.
football or basketball or what,
He's
but
he's playing football. He's going to play football.
yeah. So we'll see
Yeah.
him playing something in the area again. So that's
And
good.
then Carl
But
Carl's going to Carl's going to East Arizona. I forget where Twin is going. Where
oh,
Twin's going to play football as well. So they're all going
nice.
on to college and everything like that. So that is a good thing. But
That's good.
you
That's
know,
because they had an outstanding football season. And I'm telling you, their basketball season was exciting. The
right?
points they
Yeah,
were putting up, the
yeah. They
games they're
play an
playing,
exciting.
the
They
speed.
play an exciting brand of ball. Yeah, they do.
Oh, I, I was sad that I didn't get to do the Thurgood Marshall game early in the year with them.
Right,
I was doing
right.
something else,
Yeah,
but
that
I
was a
was
great
teed
game.
up. Oh, it was
Yeah.
awesome game. I was teed up to do the Thurgood Marshall and Troutwood's rematch at that Dayton University, the Saturday that they
Oh yeah.
canceled us. Oh my
Right.
God.
Yeah. Sean McCullough's a longtime friend of me and my family, and so we have a lot of respect for Sean and everything he's accomplished over there too. So
Yeah, so that was a little bit painful weekend, and then March Madness and everything. You're right, it was a killer,
yeah.
but we will overcome. Sports will be
Right.
back.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
So for the
Everybody's got
high
to do
school,
what they're telling you to do, though. Got to
yeah,
social
yeah, exactly.
distance.
Hey,
You know.
I'm in Fairborn. You're in Troutwood. We're social distancing via the network here,
Yeah. Right.
and
Exactly.
we're
Exactly.
still getting a message out.
Right.
So
Right.
that's real good. Um, it looks like my other guy. So definitely want to continue to talk now. That's how you're handling it. You're just dealing with that. You lost that sport. What's your message to? First, let me ask you. You're probably still talking to your young athletes because you had in March the early signups for the
We actually pu-
We Ram.
we actually pushed our early sign up because the day that the early signups were about to come out was the day that the governor's order came out. So we actually
Yeah.
ended up pushing them back. but I've got contact with our players and our kids, and I think the most important thing for them to do is to make sure that they understand that during the time that they're out, they have to make sure they're in the classroom. Like
That was
you
what I
gotta
was going to
still
ask you.
take
What
your
it
online classes. You gotta still make sure you complete all your work. And then when it comes to football and everything like that, the time that you use outside, that's when you can do your things that are regarding the upcoming season. Even kids who are playing basketball right now, that's time where you can work on your ball handling, all of those individual things. And we had some kids we had a couple of our kids get together and do some running on this past weekend and things like that. But just to stay active, make sure they stay active and make sure that they're still following the guidelines that have been put out by the state of Ohio, because the quicker we adhere to the guidelines, the faster we can get back to normal lifestyle. So
absolutely, absolutely. So that's good. So you still have uh, connection with your young athletes there. So that's great. That's great. They
yeah,
need that staple person. They need that adult to help them through this time. So my question is, at that time, you just answered it. You said what you're doing for them, what you tell them to do. But how are they handling it? Besides that, I mean, what are they talking to you about?
I think kids are. I mean, they're pretty stir crazy. They're going crazy now. I mean, these kids are active kids. My particular groups of kids, they're kids that are going to be fifth graders this coming year, and sixth graders for Trotwood. I mean, all of them play multiple sports. So I
Yep.
mean, they put down the football, they pick up the basketball, they put down the basketball, they're on the track, and then right back to football. So right now, the sitting around for them is just uncomfortable
Mm.
because they're involved in a lot of different activities.
Yep.
So, so
Yep.
that's tough for them. But at the same time, it's important for them to make sure that they're aware of the things that are going on right now. And us as an organization, Trotwood We Rams, we are preparing as if we're going to have the season and everything like that. But we're not going to put a bunch of pressure on our parents to start doing things until we understand that it's going to be safe for them to do it. And I think that everybody really needs to abide by that.
Excellent. Excellent.
And
Excellent.
one of the things is we love our kids and everything. And if you really love your kids, everybody is out there. If you love what's going on and you want to have the season like we want to have it, just follow the rules, and then we'll be back in time enough to have a good
Yep.
season. And
I think we're going to get there the same way.
just,
So that being said, man, I'm excited for this upcoming season with the Wee Rams. Most people don't know, but I talk
I
about it
am
all
too.
the time.
I am too. I'm excited about it too, especially my sixth grade team that I've had since they were first graders. To watch them grow up the way that they've
It's their
grown up
last year.
is it's their last year in Pee Wee football
Yep.
and everything like that. So that group of kids is a real special group of kids. So I'm
Right.
excited about it too.
Right. So I keep telling people I do high school sports and we've done a couple other things, but I tell people the Pee Wee sports, the little guys playing football on a Saturday, people say, man, you go out there for a whole day, starts with second graders, goes to, I say, it's great. The numbers of people that watched Pee Wee sports is phenomenal, and we loved it. And and we want to get more to the Rams this year as we grow in this year. We got you a pretty good amount of time, and we love the final. We got you guys in the final there at the championship, so we were excited.
Right? Yeah,
But we look forward. I mean, your first event's going to be the Bob Driver's fourth annual this year.
it is just the fourth
Yep.
annual Bob Driver Youth Football Classic, and
And
we'll have
will
teams
that
from
be
all over
the
the place again. I mean, Lord willing, yeah.
yeah, and that'll be the first event that you guys kind of do before you get into your season, I think. So there in be early August.
We have some things that go on at the end of July. We start relatively early. Like our practices start right at the end of June, and then we'll have our first scrimmages towards the end of July. There's another event that we're looking at hosting in the beginning part of July, and then
Oh, awesome, good.
I mean the ending part of July, I should say, and then we'll have the Youth Football Classic on the second weekend in August, and then that first weekend in August, our older kids are going to go to Tennessee. So
Oh, yes. Okay. Yes.
that's what our preseason looks like. It's a busy preseason for them, but it'll be good for them.
So I got to follow you guys to Tennessee. I got to put that in my books because I think that'll be a good. That'll be your team, the sixth graders, right?
It'll be my team, it'll be our fourth grade team, then my team that's the fifth grade team, because I have the fifth grade team too,
Right.
and then our team that's the sixth grade team. Those three teams.
Nice. I'm gonna
So
have to go down there with you guys because I think that'll be like awesome to start the season off that way. But let me ask you
right,
another question. I saw the rumblings. I hear it. There's a new league in town. Last year we ended up doing
right,
4 Super Bowls between here and Cincinnati. So now here there's another one.
uh huh.
Do I have to do 5 or are we going to be what's going on?
No, it's the same. It's the same number of leagues. So our league, the new league that we're in, is called the Southwest Ohio Youth Football League. It's a combination of teams from Cincinnati and Dayton. So a lot of the teams that were actually in our league last year, a portion of our teams broke off, and they're going to a age based
Mm,
situation, and we stayed in a grade based situation. So it was actually good for both sides because it was able to help. It was able to help build the Ohio Premier. The Ohio Premier is the age based league that's down in
right.
Cincinnati. I think you did their
That's
Super
the
Bowl too.
OP.
Yeah, right. The OP.
Yeah, yep. I did those guys. Yep.
So their league got a lot stronger with the additions that they had come over from our league, and then we added some teams from up here in Dayton, and then we added Middletown and everything like that. So we've got some teams ranging from up here in Dayton all the way down in Cincinnati. So you'll still only be doing four. It's still the same amount of leagues. We didn't break off into three. So
Okay, so I won't have
and then
to
we'll
figure
be
out how to
doing
do 5 Super Bowls.
right. We'll be doing some crossover games with the
Oh,
Greater
nice.
Cincinnati Youth Football League too, and we're working out some details on that, and just trying to bring things together, bring people together, develop
Yep,
relationships, and
exactly.
I think
What about the Gem City
the
League?
most
You
important part
see
is
crossing over into that at all?
you have to ask the Gym City about that. We're always open to anyone who wants to
Politics.
play us in
Sorry, I
Dayton.
said it.
Right. Yeah. No. I mean we're always open to play people here in Dayton. So
Right,
anybody who wants to
right.
line up against us in Dayton, we're open to it.
So I'm going to throw down a challenge. I talked to some people this last year. Is I want to see a Pee Wee Super Bowl between all the leagues. The winners of all the games
Well,
play each other.
yeah, that's what we're trying to work on that with the league down in Cincinnati where we do a champions versus champions. We would
Yep.
like for the other Dayton leagues to participate and everything like that. I think it would be a really good thing for all of the
Oh, I
kids to
think
get
it'd be
together and
highly
do it.
exciting because
Right, I do
that's
too.
the
I
future
agree.
of the high school in the region, right there.
Right,
Especially those sixth
right,
graders coming in.
right,
That's like
right.
that'd be great. It'd be interesting. I know there's politics. I know there's age grades and big guy versus little guy. I saw it all last year. I tried to stay out of most of it, but I had fun doing the Pee Wee. For me, the kids getting highlighted were the best, and I spread myself very thin, as you know. But
Oh yeah,
we
I
did
know.
it.
I know you guys are really busy. We appreciate being a part of the live streaming and one of the first events, and that was really big for us. So we appreciated that.
And we plan to do it again. This year, we hope to get stronger, add some more games at one time, and do multiple leagues during the day. We don't know yet how that's going to work out. We're still trying to figure it out with the high schools for next year, but we got a plan for it. I see you see Rob there. I know you know Rob too. Hey, Rob, how you doing?
Rob, how you doing?
There he is. Sometimes if Rob's speechless, I'm going to take this and record it.
You've been doing a lot of talking, buddy.
You got it.
But
Well, I dealt with Aaron so much this year. So we
can you
talked
hear me?
about the league coming up. We talked about the kids. Talked about that. I'm going to talk about your brother because he's going to be on tomorrow. We teed you up to and have your brother tomorrow night about
Okay.
his championship run. and he went exciting on that playoff. Boy, I never saw him got so excited that day.
Oh, you're talking about you're talking about our sixth grade team. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh
John
boy,
really
John's team.
he had enough of
That trash
the
talk.
talking preview. Yeah, he had enough of that.
I'll just say it how it was.
I don't I don't understand why anybody would talk trash to that team. I don't know why, but that's just how it
Well,
is.
now they got the junior high league and the high school. They're going to come back around to each other. Definitely, definitely. So tell me this: in your bunker there, hidden, isolated. I think you're still working a little bit though. You're one of them. You work in the banking industry, I think. So you help people.
I'm essential. I'm essential personnel, so I'm still at work.
So
So
how
yeah,
crazy is that right
I'm a
now?
banker. So it's a lot different. I mean, our lobbies are closed, and
Hmm.
everything, and for safety reasons and stuff like that. And that's an adjustment. But it's different. But everybody's doing a pretty good job with it. And it's just one of those things where you just got to be safe and protect yourself. You know, COVID
Absolutely,
19 is a very deadly virus. It's a very serious thing. You
it
know,
is very serious.
and
We're seeing how much more serious every day.
right,
How it's
yeah.
doing. So definitely, definitely
I
interesting.
mean, if you look at the
So
numbers on COVID-19, it's almost killed as many people as H1N1 did in three
yeah,
months. So that's
yep.
just,
It's
it's just a deadly virus.
it's yeah. I read about it. I deal with it with military stuff. I kind of like have five hats right now. Try to keep this alive. The military chimes in every now and then on me, and then it's just insane. But
Yeah.
so if you were quarantined, this is something we're asking everybody. What would be your guilty food pleasure that you would have to stock up on?
Um, man, I would have to say I'm trying to. I don't know. Probably.
It's a tough
I'd have to
question.
stock up on. That's a tough question for me because I eat everything.
But what's your
So
guilty one? What's the one you have to? You can't go without.
the one that the one that I would have to have if I was a guilty pleasure guy, it would be Sprite because
Ooh,
I love Sprite and I don't drink it
Sprite.
because I like Sprite. I would have to have that if I had to be locked up and wouldn't be able to go anywhere as a guilty pleasure.
Definitely.
So
Sprite.
As far as
Interesting.
food is concerned, I would probably say pizza.
Pizza.
If I can get
Would
my
you
hands
make your
on
own
pizza,
or
I can.
delivery?
It doesn't matter. Either one. Either one.
So I
So,
got to ask you what your favorite homemade refrigerated pizza is.
that's a tough one.
See,
Probably my homemade. It probably DiGiorno will probably be my
it's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
homemade.
That's
DiGiorno.
funny.
Yeah,
That's
that would
funny.
probably be.
So what other here? We've been about a half hour here running, and I know time's precious. But what else do you want to say? And then Rob, if you have any questions, you can pop in now too.
well, yeah, a couple questions. As far as the Pee Wee football at the tail end of trying to put together a champions, the Super Bowl of champions, Aaron, that you were talking about, and Kevin's thought about it too. Is there is there any indoor facilities? If it gets a little bit later in the season to pull it off? Is there even any indoor
It's
facilities
all.
between Dayton and Cincinnati?
You said indoor facilities.
I think you said indoor
Yeah,
facilities.
right.
Indoor wise, I don't know. I know the Flight Academy has some space indoor where Chris Wright is. I don't know about anywhere else. I know Kingdom has some indoor space. Miami of Ohio has some indoor space where they've hosted some youth football games before. Um,
Hmm.
but I mean, I figure it's Ohio, right? You know what I mean? You get to playing football in November, in the middle of November, it's Ohio. Get a
It,
stadium and play it out.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
that's what I
That's
snow
was.
the
is
way I
part of the
see it. I
I was
game.
mean,
wondering. Yeah, well, I was wondering how deep. When does your normal championships
our,
end? Is it
our
before
championship this
Thanksgiving
year is
or when is
November.
that?
Ours is the second weekend in November. So our championship's
Okay.
the second weekend in November. Everybody else is done, I think, the week previous to that. and then there's one league that's done the week after that. So I mean, we all get done around the same times. It just all it takes is a little bit of conversation. It
Right.
takes some conversation, and it takes some people to sit down at the table and to come up with something that's going to be focused on the kids, that's going to be competitive, but it's also going to be fun. And a lot of
Right.
times, people you can't, Trotwood is a place where football is a very competitive thing where we are.
Yes.
So it's just one of those things where it's a very competitive thing. So we have to be in the most competitive of situations. I think sometimes people can take that a little bit too seriously and everything like that. At the end of the day, our kids are kids just like everybody else's, and we just want them to get as many opportunities as the other kids have. You guys have covered Trotwood Madison as much as you have. You know how
Yep.
tough that can be for us. So I think it can be done. It's just about having conversations. I mean, I know it can. I mean, the
Oh yeah.
Greater Cincinnati Youth Football League is already. They've talked to us about doing some things together. So, and it just came from sitting down and having conversations. You know, and
Well, I
continuing to have
definitely
those conversations.
I threw the gauntlet down last year to some people I know in the bigger arena and said, "Hey, everywhere I've gone, I said, man, I would love to see that. I would stream it, and it would be massive.
And it would be
So
good for kids too. I mean, you
it'd be
can do
awesome.
the youth football classic. We do matchups and stuff like that. For us, it's a very easy thing to pull off because we had the support of our school system, in our school district. I know, like the Lakota program, they have the
Hmm.
support of their school district. The
Yep.
program that's in Hamilton, they had the support of their school district. Princeton, all of the Middletown, all of these places have support of the districts that are behind them, and all it takes is a conversation.
But you're their
Everybody
feeder
sits down
program.
and has a conversation. Right?
You
Exactly.
see it
And
Exactly.
they're in the
in
middle of
the
Laney
high
too, so
school level.
they're located geographically well. So that's those schools that you just mentioned right there with the support of having an outdoor facility ready to go. That's why I was wondering about the outdoor versus indoor. If the weather, I mean, who knows? It's late November. That's why I was curious about the timing. I know that window is very short because of basketball. The kids' youth basketball is right on top of it, but that's
Yeah.
why I was wondering.
Normally, basketball starts toward after Thanksgiving. Normally, your
Right,
basketball starting after Thanksgiving. So there's time. Like our teams
right,
travel. Like I had my sixth graders play. My sixth graders last year played in Tennessee. So that's another thing that you run into where you have some teams that go out of town. But basketball normally starts in October with the tryouts and stuff. But the games and all of the mandatory stuff normally doesn't start till after Thanksgiving is over. So there's some time to put something like that together. But if we're ever going to be able to do something like that, we need guys like you saying you want to see it happen. That's the only
Yep.
way something like that happens. You know.
And as we're getting bigger and more, we're broadcasting more locations. That's going to be a power to be able to show them that we can get this message out to a broader community and get it
Right.
started.
Like
So
I really believe youth football can be I think it can be a statewide thing. I think it could be a statewide thing. Just with doing the youth football classic over the last few years, seeing how teams will travel, and then seeing the level of competition, how it varies. It's football to be played for all levels of kids, and I think that it can actually be a statewide situation. That's how it is in Texas. In Texas, it's a
yep,
statewide deal. So
yep. Yeah, that'd be highly exciting. Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah, because there's no AAU football. It's Pee Wee, baby.
right, right,
Yeah.
right.
So,
right.
so
It's
here, just finishing
competitive.
up. What does you want to say as your final message? How we win with this COVID virus as a sports athlete?
Keep yourself active when you can and where you can. Number one thing though is finish your schoolwork. Make sure that your work is completed.
Schoolwork's
Whatever
important.
work your school district is giving to you now, make sure that you complete that work and that you're getting your grades right, because that's always the most important thing. The next thing would be just to stay active where you can. When you're outside and stuff, keep yourself active. Don't just sit around and eat like I'm doing. Keep yourself active. And
You're
then the
working
third
too.
thing would
Stay in
be
your weight class.
to Yeah. Stay in your weight. Make sure you're not
like
overweight.
wrestling.
Um, the third thing would be to just follow the order, socially distance from everybody. I know that's tough. Practice the social distancing so that we can get this thing behind us. America has seen a lot of pandemics, and we've come out of all of them. But if we want to go, we want to get back to something that resembles our normal lifestyle, then we got to listen to the orders that have been given to us.
Yeah, and sports will be there. And last
It
but
will.
not least, any final word for the parents? Because that's another big. We talked about the kids and stuff, but we didn't say anything to the parents. What's your message to the parents?
Man, we love you guys because without you guys, none of the sports happen. You know, none of those kids are out there, especially now with you having to have your kids at home and you're playing the role of educator. You're still having to figure out how to put food on the table. Um, you're still having to figure out how to keep them entertained during the day. There's not daycare out there for you and everything. We just want you to know we love you and we appreciate you. And we haven't gone anywhere. We just haven't done any of our registrations and things like that because of what's going on. And we want to make sure that your kids are healthy and safe before we start getting into in any of those things because that's more important than football or anything else. So yeah, we love our parents
Yep.
and we really appreciate them.
So the message is stay safe, and we're still going to be there.
Right.
Look for you soon. Excellent. Well, I
Right.
appreciate your time. I'm going to take us
Now I
out with
want you
some
to make
music
me
here.
before I
Go
let you
ahead.
go. You make sure that you make sure that tomorrow's guest understands how powerful the SEC is. That's your task for
Oh,
tomorrow.
oh.
You
So
make
let me
sure that
write
he
this
Is
down.
understands
that
that before he hangs up.
Aaron?
Yeah.
Is that a
So
Mississippi
so now
State
now we're
baseball
talking grudge conversation.
sports?
You were saying like
I
as
might have
long
to
as he
sneak you to call
understands
back
that
in
before
tomorrow.
he gets off of it. You know, I'll
So the
watch it. I'm gonna be
SEC.
holding you accountable.
I might just have you call in. You
Right.
can
You know,
sneak
he
a
has
call
a
back in this same number tomorrow night.
yeah, you can. He'll tell you how much he loves the SEC. He might not say it in public, but when we're behind closed doors, he really enjoys watching those games. John does.
Yeah,
That's nice. That's right. Because you went to college down in. I'm going to get this wrong, I know, but I'm thinking Mississippi State.
Mississippi State, right?
That's a great. I've got on a hoodie. The answer to your
Woohoo! I
question is
got it
right there
right.
in front of
I
you.
got it right.
So yeah, you did good. You did good.
There we go. And I didn't take any notes. Scratch that
Right.
off.
What
That's
years
good.
was that in?
And he
Aaron,
went
what years was
somewhere
that in?
else.
Yes.
So
He's John's an Ohio State Buckeye.
yeah, I know. I tried to
So
not
yeah.
talk Ohio because I get in trouble with Rob because I can't. There's green and red Ohio in my world, and then he likes to tell
Okay.
me I would. He says I favor the North because I lived in Michigan for a long time, even though it was really northern Michigan, which I don't understand that Ann Arbor stuff. You talk to
Yeah,
me
I
about
tell you, I
skiing.
don't think there's not really much for Michigan people to talk about these days.
Oh, I don't know. My son lives up there. I don't know. He runs around in the woods. That's about it. So, but yeah, exactly. They ain't got too much love this year for their sports. So,
Right.
excellent.
Right.
Well, we appreciate you being on and having this half hour with us and talking. I'm glad to get you. We'll get you back again, and maybe we'll have a joint one with you and your brother as we go through this quarantine stage. So,
All right. That
I'm
sounds
going to
good.
take us out with some music here, and we'll go from there.
All right.